Uh-oh, here we go.
I'm surprised I still have sight. How's that? I thought I was going to go blind.
Welcome to SnoTown Brewery, everybody. So let me tell you, a long time ago, obviously, Johnny Cash was on all kinds of different pills and been drinking all kinds of alcohol all night. And he was at the Grand Ole Opry, and at the Grand Ole Opry, he got up there and he was all messed up on all kinds of pills, right? So he kicks the footlights out and he falls down and he gets pulled off stage, and he was banned from the Grand Ole Opry for a long, long time. So I took that and I wrote a song, my own song called "Kicking Out the Footlights." We're going all night long. Tonight we're going strong. Tonight I'm asking, what's your name? And if you're asking, it's still the same. We're hiding out. Won't stop till we hit the ground and turn this party upside down. And tonight we're going all night long. Tonight.
Again. So tell me a little bit about your background in beer making, and why did you decide to start a brewery? And is that a passion of yours, or?
Yeah, well, I've been home brewing for 7 or 8 years.
And by the way, I'm having some of your IPA, and I really like it.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. So we started home brewing, and we brewed the first batch on my stove, and it was really, really good, and I was just hooked.
Now, I don't know if that's typical, first batch being really good. I hear the old bathtub stories of the vinegar things.
If you want the full.
All right, now's the truth.
From the beginning. So back when I was living in Everett, my neighbor had a garage sale and he had this beer making kit, and I bought it, did my best, and the instructions were super hard to follow. I didn't know what I was doing. It was absolutely a disaster.
And this is the bathtub story,
yes.
Right there.
So I'm sitting in my house, and what you do is you bottle it up and you add this tablet to give it carbonation, and you store it away for a few weeks. So I'm sitting in my house and I'd hear like, what was that? And I'd look around, I'd look outside, I'd look in the kitchen. I didn't know what it was.
Right.
2 days later, sitting in the house, what is that? I'm looking around. Finally, about
has something to do with yeast. I'm thinking,
now
right?
Now I know. The bottles were exploding, and like the entire back room reeked of old beer, and it was just a total disaster. So
why does that seem like it's everybody's story when they start making beer?
It's a good question. So I put on a full hazmat suit with a welding face shield. I didn't want these glass bottles to explode in my face. Hauled it outside and walked away from it for a good month. Then after they all, half of them broke, the other half didn't. Cracked one open to see how it tasted.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I'm surprised I still have sight. How's that? I thought I was going to go blind. It was so bad. So I put it all away, and I was done with it. I'm like, man, that was a huge waste of money. So I meet Carrie, the co-owner of SnoTown Brewery, comes into my back shed and sees this beer making kit. Says, "Oh my God, we should make beer." I'm like, man, forget it.
Been there, done that, right?
So come to find out, she knew about this little store in Everett called Homebrew Heaven. Okay. She goes and she buys what they sell is a pre-packaged, pre-measured kits with step-by-step instructions. I had an advanced kit with advanced instructions originally. So then, with this step-by-step, even a dummy, beer making for dummies, we make this beer, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. We haven't stopped.
What kind of beer was it?
American Blonde Ale or something.
And how long ago was that?
That was like 7 years ago. Right. So it was really good, and it worked so good we just haven't stopped. And then of course you're reading into the instructions, and you realize, well, I can buy this little piece of equipment, and that kind of fell in love with the equipment, so the hardware side of it. You know, so we went from one pot on the stove to in 2 years, a big 3-tier all grain system.
So you really, after that first failure, your first success, you really got into it and was enjoying it.
Oh yeah, big time, because it was so good.
Yeah.
And then we started making different styles. It was all kits, pretty much. And then you started learning how to pull your own grain and make your own all grain ingredients, and haven't stopped.
And then this is a new place for you. This had a grand opening just last year, right?
Yeah, exactly. End of the summer, we opened this place. Because what happened before that even, we were brewing in my garage, and Carrie's pretty smart. She got us our brewer's license to where we could brew beer and sell the keg to like taverns and bars and clubs legally. And
this was still from home.
Still at home. Still making 10 gallons at a time.
Right. Wow.
So we were doing that, and we were getting such good feedback that we decided to do the Snohomish Brewfest, where when you go there, they give you a token, you pour them a 5-ounce glass of sample of your beer. The end of the Brewfest, we were voted favorite brewery, and we collected more tokens than any of them. And this includes Ninkasi out of Oregon. This includes Diamond Knot. That really gave us the fire.
So next step was I'm thinking about maybe opening.
I killed a man in Reno with this gun in my hand. I joined the family's legend because they charged me with my crime. They call me 88419.
We were kind of dreaming about it, right? But as soon as we did that, and then knowing the market and how craft beer is so prominent, we knew that if we didn't do it right then, right away, we will always wonder what if. Even if we've been open 6 months, and that's good. If we were to close tomorrow, at least we will have known. Where if we didn't, we will always have wondered.
Well, with the crowd here tonight, I don't think closing up is in the cards here.
I agree, and the thing about it is, we did it smart. Like a lot of these breweries will open up and get a business loan. And they'll buy this brand new, huge equipment, and maybe they'll have a really big, expensive place, or they'll have a decorator come in and do it all up real nice. Well, we literally worked with what we had. And we have some standards. We got our Carrie's Blonde, which is our very first beer that we ever...
And there's Carrie over there, smiling on cue, even though I don't know if you knew that was happening. It's great.
Carrie's Blonde, which was our very first beer that we started to do ourselves, not from a kit, that we started pulling different grains and altering it every time we do it. Every time you make a beer, you alter it just a little bit until you finally get the finished product.
Fine tuning.
That was the first one that we said, this is the blonde that we're looking for. Carrie's Blonde, Down to Earth IPA, Panther Red, which is an Irish red. Then we have all different kinds of rotating taps, including our Black Market ESB, Z's English Brown. Right on. Well, we are SnoTown Brewery, located at 511 2nd Street, Snohomish, right downtown, the corner of 2nd Street and the Centennial Trail. Dog friendly, family friendly. If you're on a bike ride with your family, stop in. You can find us at facebook.com/SnoTown Brewery.
Fantastic. Well, thanks everybody for showing up tonight, and thank you, Frank, for having me.